All right, let's get this truck lifted up. First block, we're gonna go all the way. Alrighty everybody, now you put it up through like this. You just kind of set it here like this. Don't worry too much. We're just going to bring it up through. That's it. Bolt right on here. Be a pretty quick, simple process. So, bring it up. Swing and smash anything into your paint job or your valve cover, because I'm holding it forward. It's trying to slam itself down and tip the front corner up, destroy everything. So what I'll do is right away I'll get a bolt this front corner. This one. Some have a slotted spot on the header where you can put a bolt or two in prior. Like it'll have a cut where the bolt goes, you can slip it on the bolt, and you can just lift the butt end like this and put one into it. This does not. There's all holes. So you have no choice. I'm like right here in the center. Remind you, like I said, I've already had this thing running with these headers onto it, so the gaskets have adhered to the block, and I pulled the header off. And made sure you put the fiber material towards the block when you paint it, so it does that. So in that way the chrome is out, the header will come right off, and then you can remove them like this if you had no problem racing or anything. Save you from header. Manifold gasket material, the orange stuff, high temp, and trying to put that in between them and all that. You'll have the material adhered the fiber to the block, and then do the same thing on this one if you have to, with double gasket. Then that way it's chrome to chrome, and then you put the bolts in, so when you pull it apart it'll adhere gaskets to here, and it'll adhere gaskets to the head and to the manifold, or in between them you have it. Yeah. It's that simple. And you can see already I have it already on here. It's not like going to be like a crazy long video or anything, but I kind of wanted to show on a C10 specifically how you're going to put your header on. If you lift this thing up like I did with a quick jack, or say a jack or anything, believe me, I laid in the gravel in the driveway 20 some years, you know, at my dad's house and stuff like that, and at my houses, and had huge welts and everything on me from gravel, chunks of rock you're laying on granite and everything else, building cars and engines for 20 some years. And then I finally got to the point where I had a garage with a whole floor broken, and when it rained, water would come up through the breaks. I'd be laying in water 2 inches in the garage. This went on 10 years. And then finally got out of that house. And now we're here to where I can actually have a solid place to work. So it didn't come free or easy or quick. It came an entire life, to the point where I'm super sore now, and I'm in my 40s, and it was well worth all the work and the time. So if you work hard and you do the things correctly, open the door for older people, you know, you got to get to a point in your life to where you say, hey, listen, you know, I'm just gonna help every chance I get. I recognize it. It doesn't happen all the time for anybody. No one's perfect. And now, back to the other side. You know, I wasn't trying to preach to anybody out there. Everybody lives their own life. All I was trying to say earlier was a piece of advice from what I've learned. It seems to me every time I've ever help the elderly, you know, and stuff like that. And good things came back to me, or people in need, you know, homeless, anything like that. And it's never been like my intention to get anything back. It's always been, I did it because during the time it just seemed right. It felt good. 202 160s in the valves. There are camel humps. Like I said before, you could not just get these camel humps here. Off the production. They were strictly, you had to go into the dealer and ask for them over the counter. So the numbers kept coming up in the books. I was shocked. So I found it out. Some small articles about it in some of my old magazines, and they're calling and asking around some of the old timers I knew, and sure as crap, they only offered over the counter. It's an aftermarket performance head by GM for the 350s and 400 small blocks. Okay. These are all in nice and finger tight. That's about what she wraps right there. Okay, took that out and put my oil dipstick in there. Can't even believe I said my oil line. Yeah. Got the dipstick. Gotta grab a socket real quick, everyone. Okay, we got the socket I need. I got the wrench I need. You're gonna need 7/16. What I did is got these little shorter header bolts, or 7/16 for the small block Chevy. I got them from Auto Value store. I like this Auto Value we have around where I'm at here in Michigan. Go to the Auto Value here in Marlette, and deal with the taller gentleman or the older gentleman that's in there, and I will guarantee you will get the parts you need, because they do not mess around. They get you what you want, they get you what you ask for. As a matter of fact, everybody in there has done me that way. I've never had any problems. I just like the fact that you're in a small town that you come to try to escape all that big city. They still have good parts, or at least a place that has their head screwed on well. And where I'm at, I have like a burnout thing each year and stuff like that at the local fair. Can't remember they had it last year, but I always like to have stuff like that where I'm living, because if you move somewhere, man, they don't have little cruises or car get-togethers and stuff. You can only just about imagine it won't be very long before you're having problems from driving an old car around and having a loud motor. People don't like it very well unless you're a town that's appreciated for that. It's just that quick. This header's all tightened down. And set this wrench here. I don't want to chip anything and scratch it all up before you even get the thing to be shown. The idea is to show it and then start to race and drive it around, you know. And but until people get to see it, I'd like to try not to chip it to death and keep it somewhat clean. just like that. I hate that stupid rubber boot inside there. Just like that, we got this back plug in there. Get it nice and tight. That one in there. Got that one in there. Alrighty, everybody. You see it ain't no big deal. Just tightening these plugs down. And then we're going to put the distributor cap on. I'll label wire it. That's about it. We'll let it set. I need a mini starter because this thing, the starter's burnt 3 of them up trying to start it. Don't even hardly roll over. It's a 1,000 cold cranker, brand new battery. I tried 3 different ones I have to start any other vehicle, but this one, I didn't roll it over. It's got major compression like the race hose over there, but it's got a mini starter, so it'll start right up. So there it is for now. That's how it looks. We'll come back in a few and cut back in, and I'll show you the distributor and wire it up. Alright. Alright, we're going to get this other side tight. And I want to show that we're not screwing around here. They say a 7/16 is an extension. And you need a 7/16 wrench because some of them like them. Okay, on mine, the power wires on that side. That's exactly how it goes on. That's it. My cap is on. Turn each one of the tabs. Here's a few. On mine, I already know that it goes like this. So I got mine wired pretty well. And honestly, I want to run it right through these cables here. So I don't want it resting on the spring for the throttle. I want it to have great response, and that cable does lead to it, so these ain't the best set of wires. I have to replace them. They're all off good race cars I have owned. Okay, on mine it's pretty self-explanatory here. Mine are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. So all I have to do is just plug mine back on and turn the 4 screw tabs. Plug in here my RPM gauge and my coil. So just plug the rotor down there to the cap, which is, I don't know if you can see the plug, but this is the one. Comes from the bottom of your distributor. You plug it in the second slot towards the cap. Then you're going to have, see this plug, but there's a white plug here. Little one wire with a big red. You look on the side that says BAT. Battery, and plug that bad boy in, the battery side. I'm sorry, that was my tack. You plug it on the side closest to you. This one is my power, which goes on the back side. So when you look at your distributor, you're going to have two white little plugs like that, which I just showed you, and it goes the distributor, power in the back, which is the first two plugs, and they're like this. You know, you have three wires and it plugs here, and then these two prongs plug here for your tack, and then these two in one bundle plug here for your battery. Alrighty everybody, that's going to conclude this one today. That's how you put your headers on a C10. The best way I've found, like I say, put them through the bottom, jack it up, get a good foot or two below it, because you're going to have to tip them straight up in the air to put them through. And your best way, take the back three plugs out on each side, they'll go right in.